I gotta tell you, there's a big lie out there that a lot of new authors are told that I think is costing them success and sending them down the wrong road. I just watched a video with Nate Black, who is a YouTube consultant, and I realized that a lot of what he was saying is very similar to what I've heard and said about the publishing industry. One of the things that YouTubers hear a lot is you're one video away from going viral and changing your life. And you know what? When I first started writing, one of the things I heard over and over again was you're one book away from becoming an author and having your dreams come true. For a long time, I wasn't one book away from that career. I kept writing crappy books, but I thought they were amazing books. It wasn't until I sat down and became intentional about what I wanted and became very honest with myself that I finally started making progress in the right direction. That one book that takes you from here to there also can take decades to learn how to write. For me, it took 10 books and 8 years before I finally learned what went into a compelling novel. That means you have to take the actions that create a really good book. You have to learn. You have to buy how-to books and listen to really good writing instructors, people who are where you want to be. And you have to open your mind to the possibility that maybe you're not writing as well as you think you are and that there's still a lot to learn. Trust me, I get it. It is hard to hear that, okay, this book is a mess. It's really hard to hear that because this book is your baby. They're your words. You created them. You put them on the page. But every book can be better. Every single book can be better. A lot of us, though, have blind spots. A lot of the authors I work one-on-one with have really great storytelling skills, but the structure is all over the place. It's like they painted a great jigsaw puzzle, but they put all the pieces together wrong. For me, as I was writing those 10 books in 8 years, each one was the best that I could do at that time until I had this really good editing experience. My second nonfiction book, I had an excellent editor who I actually kind of hated for the first couple of months because she took each paragraph of this nonfiction book on how to publish your articles and tore it apart, reconstructed it, reordered it, made me write stronger, better words, made me really work hard to write that book. I was so resistant in the beginning. I was so offended. I'd been so successful in all of these things and thinking, well, how can you possibly make this better? And then when I took a second and I calmed down, I looked at it and thought, wow, look what she did to that paragraph. Wow, look what she did to those words. Wow, look at what I could be if I actually got out of my own way and started writing stronger. Those lessons that I learned from that editor were a big part of my growth and changed the way that I wrote and changed the way that I looked at every single paragraph and every single word. It was really a wake-up call saying, you're not as good at this as you think you are, and you can totally be better if you put in the work. If you have all of these blind spots and you can't quite see what is going wrong with your book, it can be so beneficial to have somebody that is an outside person who has a lot of experience and a lot of knowledge, point them out to you and help you reassemble those jigsaw puzzle pieces the way that they need to go. Now, what if you can't afford that? Because not everybody can afford a consult with an editor. It can be really expensive, especially if this is just a dream, so you haven't earned any money out of it. That's why I created this channel. That's why I created my community. That's why I wrote Writing Compelling Fiction. I'm not saying I am the only writing instructor out there. I'm definitely not. And there are some that are really, really good and some that are really, really bad. You want to look at where are you investing your time? Who are you listening to? And how can you learn from that person? And what can you do with it? That means you need to be intentional. Intentional with the career path that you choose to be on, intentional with where you learn and what you learn, and intentional with what you put on the page. I talk about that a lot in my videos. I want you to be really thinking about, why is this on the page? Why is this character doing this? Why am I writing this story? And what is it going to deliver to the reader? That's going into your book with an intentional plan of what you're going to do. Now, I'm not saying you have to have every single thing mapped out because I am not that kind of person. I do not like homework, but you definitely have to have an idea of where you want to go. And if you don't have the budget to hire an outside editor, come ask me a question at the live streams that we hold on Friday, or join the community and talk to some of the other writers. Build a writer community of people that will be unbiased and tell it to you straight. And you also have to be mature enough and okay enough to step back and go, okay, I can take this, I can learn from this, I can be a better writer if I listen to this expert's advice. My last tip is to imagine that you've already become what you want to become. What if you already are a New York Times bestselling author? Or what if you are the #1 selling author in the genre that you love? How would you do things differently? How would you put things on the page? How would you write? How would you create your characters? How would you do everything that you are doing if you already were that person. Look at the careers of the people that you admire. Are they really trying super hard with every single paragraph and page? Did they have a bunch of failures before they finally succeeded? I bet they did, even if they don't talk about it. Now, are you one book away from becoming a star author? Probably not, because you probably have a learning curve like I did and lots of other authors had before you are able to write a book that is strong enough to take you to that level. But you are one book further along in your journey. You are one book further along in your learning and in your ability to write that book. So look at every single word you put down, whether it ends up selling or not, as an opportunity to become a stronger, better writer. And be intentional with everything that you do, where you learn, what you learn, and how you apply it to your book. And if you want more on writing really amazing scenes, I highly recommend you check out this video, because that will help you see the elements that go into a scene that take it from to amazing.